First time, Brian? Mike?
It is.
Could be Brian.
Yeah, Brian Wilson. At Click Fire Equipment, he is here to do engine training. So he's got to ask any questions, except for Jim. 0 questions. He's here for our new engine.
So we're going to make it quick and simple. I know everybody's probably got better things they'd like to do.
We live for this.
You live for this? A little shoulder blade. I'd say so. Well, like I said, I'm here from Click. I'm just doing new apparatus safety overview. Definitely made it to the right spot, so that's a good thing. A couple safety tags and labels. You want to read and understand all the labels before operating. You want to replace any label that's unreadable or has been removed. Danger, injury or death will occur. Warning, injury or death may occur. Caution has potential for equipment damage and minor injuries. A couple safety tags you'll see throughout the truck. Apparatus has a seat capacity of 6 personnel. Carrying additional personnel may result in death or serious injury. Fall hazard. When climbing off the vehicle, you always want to face the vehicles. Use steps and handholds. Maintain 3 points of contact. 2 feet, 1 hand, 2 hands, 1 foot. And keep steps, handholds, and walkways clean. Use extra caution when wet, icy, or muddy. You want to replace surfaces when worn. Crash hazard. Occupants must be seated and belted when the vehicle is in motion. Use only OEM-approved belts. Unbelted occupants are at greater risk of injury or death in a crash. Flying object crash hazard. All equipment required to be used during emergency response must be securely fastened. Loose items may injure or kill during a crash. Backing hazard. To ensure the personnel are clear before driving in reverse, you want to always use a spotter when backing. Failure to comply may injure or kill. SCBA seat crash hazard. You want to only occupy the SCBA seat with the packer seat insert in place. Sitting in an SCBA seat without an SCBA packer seat insert may cause injury in the event of a crash. Crash hazard. You don't want to wear your helmet while seated. Serious head or neck injury may result from the helmet used in the cab. Failure to comply may injure or kill. Entanglement hazard. You want to secure the hose and other equipment before placing the vehicle in motion. Loose hose may drag behind the vehicle, injure or kill. Again, crush hazard. You want to stay clear of the raised cab. Before working, you want to engage your prop support. Falling cab may injure or kill. Sirens produce loud sounds that may damage your hearing. You want to roll up your windows, wear hearing protection. Use only for emergency response. Avoid exposure to siren sound outside of the vehicle. Equipment damage. You want to read your service manual. Before welding anywhere on the apparatus, you want to disconnect your battery, electronic devices. Failure to comply may damage your vehicle. On the driver's side, by the right leg, you'll see this yellow tag. On the top portion, give you your month and year of manufacturing, your job number. You guys looking up any parts, referencing anything on the apparatus, you want to reference that job number. This is the number Glick uses in our system, and this is the same number that Pierce references the apparatus to. Gives you your chassis, your tire pressures, your speeds. Across the bottom gives you your VIN number, and then your type, obviously, is emergency vehicle. Across the bottom, if you guys nick, scratch, anything with the paint, you don't need to call us. Just take the FLNA number here, take it to any of your local auto body. They'll be able to mix you up any quantity that you need for touch-up. Left-hand column gives you all the devices on the apparatus. Middle gives you your fluid capacity, and then the far right gives you your fluid type. So you guys are running the ISL Cummins motor. Saying it takes 28 quarts of the, then be the 1540 CJ4. Like I said, it goes through anything on the apparatus. Battery switch, disconnects electrical power to the vehicle. You never want to use this to turn the vehicle. You can damage your alternator. Ignition and start. Top gives you your 4 ways. Middle is your start button. Bottom is your ignition. What they suggest for the driver, open up the cab door, hit your battery switch, hit your ignition. By the time you climb up into the truck, put your seatbelt on. It's already going to have time to run through its prove out. Where you're going to watch your gauges sweep all the way to the right and back to the left. At that time, hit your start, you're ready to go. New gauge that you guys are going to be seeing in the dash is your DEF. Gives you a fuel level right here. We have a whole, another quick presentation to go through. I'll go a little bit more in depth with that. Something else that might be new to you guys might see it, the E-M. All that is your secondary emergency master switch. It works in conjunction with the one that is on the visor. So you can turn it on the visor, get out of the truck, do whatever you got to do. For some reason you have to shut the lights down. You can actually just open up the cab, hit that button, it's going to shut them down. So they work in conjunction. Or if a guy's too lazy to actually raise his arm that high, he can just actually reach forward and push it. I've actually had guys say that's what they're going to do because they don't want to have to reach above their head. Next to that, you have your head and parking lights, and across from that, you have your dimmer switch. On the far right is your high idle switch. If the vehicle's not using the pump or generator, you want to engage the high idle to save wear and tear on the engine. You want to disengage if the pump and generator are to be used. If you guys don't use your high idle now, start using it as much as you possible. This is actually be more beneficial for the truck. The more you let it sit in low idle, it's going to give it more time for all the carbon and everything to build up in your filter, and it's going to make you have to do a regen. So the more you utilize that high idle, the more it's going to benefit you. It's going to help push the particulates through the filter. It's not going to clog up as much at the end as a plate. Questions so far? No.
It's okay, Leroy.
Back here, James is asking.
Underneath your battery switch is where you're going to find your regen inhibit and your DVF regen. They're the only two switches you're going to have to worry about. These 5 switches over here, it's basically for mechanics to come in. If you guys are having any issues with the truck, they'll be able to come in here, plug in the laptop, and diagnose any issues that you have going on. Pardon me. Causing operating idle speed cold weather can damage your engine. You want to refer to your custom chassis manual for cold weather operation. Engines with ATD will see water temperature running around 200 degrees is now normal, and they'll explain that a little bit more in the regen. Battery run around 100%, you're looking around 12.66 volts, charging good at 13.86, charging too high at 15.5, charging too low at 11.9. If you're charging too high or too low, you have an audible alarm coming on indicating that you are having an issue. Primary and secondary air, fully charged at 120 psi. Low air alarm is going to come on 65 psi. As soon as that low air alarm comes on, get the truck pulled over to a safe area as quick as possible. As soon as it hits 40 psi, the air brakes are automatically coming on for you. Alright, one slide, I forgot to change. Height of your apparatus, 10 feet 4 inches. Length, 30 feet 5 3/4 inches. GVW, 49,800 pounds. Again, the yellow tag references your job number. This is located in the visor in the top far left. Service bulletin came out from Pierce a couple years ago. No engine manufacturers warning against excessive engine operating time greater than 5 minutes at low idle speed. Excessive idling can have the following detrimental effects on the engine: fuel dilution of the lubricating oil, unburned fuel passing through the exhaust system, carbon buildup in the cylinders, cylinder head valve sticking, smoking, reduced performance. Additionally, torsional vibration levels for some engines may be higher at low idle speeds, leading to premature wear of PJ spline shafts and other engine components.
It's a quick question,
Yes, sir.
since somebody's phone's going off. Why don't they just make the engines that they just are always on high idle?
Question. I cannot give you an honest answer. There's a lot of things that you think they would do differently for everything, but it's just the way everything is. Alright, if it's necessary to idle the engine for more than 5 minutes, the fast idle switch should be activated to increase the engine speed to at least 1,000 RPMs. Starting in the driver cab, steering column lever, turn signals, high beam, column adjustment. Obviously you don't want to adjust the column while the vehicle's moving. On the center console dog box, you have your parking brake. You pull to apply, push to release. Again, they suggest using a spotter and backing. With your command zone. With your command zone, when you guys are getting in there and you're sitting in the seats, I'm sure everybody's seen the little green, little red guys. As soon as anybody puts their seatbelt on, the guy changes to green. If anybody, guys who think they're getting slick, putting seatbelts behind them, clicking them in, all the seats are pressure sensitive. So they're thinking they're getting slick, sticking them down. All you gotta do is just come off the seat, enough for the pressure to release. It's going to indicate, it's going to actually start recording that you have somebody in the seat not belted in. So yeah, thanks to NFPA and wonderful state, you all have basically blue black boxes in the truck that they record and come at you with. Pump transmission. Your engine brake on off, your engine brake speed selection, your tire change, and mirror heat. Again, they suggest going down, you're going to turn your engine brake on or off, just have your accelerator engaged. Same thing if you want to change any of the speeds. It's not like the old time where guys would have it engaged and everybody just wants to hear the 3 different tones going down the road. Again, all this is going to do is help on wear and tear. So if you got it turn on, just have your accelerator engaged. If you want to change the speed selection, you have it engaged. Flip your switch wherever you want, and then go ahead and let it off and let it engage. Again, this is just helping with premature wear and tear. You want to disengage your retarder when the vehicle's on wet or slippery surfaces. You don't want to engage your tire chains when exceeding 25 miles an hour. And minimum speed for your generator operation is 750 RPM. Transmission selector. Again, you want to come to a complete stop, utilize the neutral key between shifts. And again, this is just helping on wear and tear. So if you're going from drive to reverse, just drive to neutral, neutral to reverse, vice versa, reverse to neutral, neutral to drive. Your mirrors.
Mark, is this like the rescue where it goes up to 4 and you have to hit the mode to go up to 5? Why don't 581?
I think so, yeah. I think it already goes into 5.
It goes into 5 automatically, unlike the rescue, you have to, okay.
So you don't have to push the mode button.
No. Your mirrors, you have your flat and your convex. Obviously, arrow pointing to the right is going to operate at officer side. Arrow to the left is going to operate driver's side. Officer side, nice little glove box. Little compartment underneath the officer's seat. Parking brake, 12-volt accessory ports, and then also your data vehicle recorder. In the rear of the dog box, you have your heating controls, your generator operating instructions, and then also your USB cable insert. With the data vehicle recorder, is right here. When you guys got your box of goodies, you should have a DVD in there with data vehicle recorder. The only thing they do not supply is the cord for it. They want to leave it up to the fire department who has access to it. So all it is basically a USB end to a printer end that'll plug in. What it actually does, it records your vehicle speed, your acceleration, deceleration, engine throttle position, if your ABS is on or off, warning devices are on or off. Seats are occupied, seats are buckled. It's also going to time and date stamp it. Biggest thing you do not want to do, whoever has access to it, is delete any information off of here. We actually had 2 incidences out of our Western Division where the state police have come to Glick and asked for their assistance to the fire department to help download information. If the vehicle was ever in an accident or anything like that, I mean, you can have all the police department's lawyers, everybody knows about it, so you can have anybody at any given time come up and say, hey, we want to see records for such and such a date, anything like that. Or same thing, if somebody's having an issue with one of the operators here, they go to the chief, he can go in, pull up the information, this date, this time. You guys have a good record keeping log, say, all right, so-and-so was driving, you can actually go down and see if he's hard braking, acceleration, and you can monitor everything like that, so. Thank you to the new black box. Any questions on that? Everybody good? All right, going across the top visor. Again, we're going to find that yellow tag. First, you have your Mercy Master, your roof lights, your front side warnings, your lower and upper rear warnings, your road array, your Opticom. As soon as you push your Mercy Master, you're going to see it turn solid red. You're going to see all the other ones flashing red. And all this is doing is just not putting a big load all at once. So you see it flashing as soon as the light's engaged, you'll see that turn solid red all the way around. And same thing when you turn it off. It's going to go in sequence. You're going to see it flashing, and as soon as it goes out, light goes back to normal color. If you have your Mercy Masters on, and you pull your parking brake, anything with a forward-facing white light is actually going to shut down for an FPA, anything with a forward-facing white light. So your road array, your Opticom, you would see them flashing red. All that's telling you that is they're inoperable at the moment, but they are activated. As soon as you release your parking brake, they are going to come back on, and they'll turn solid red again. What's that?
The Opticom is not working on it right now.
All right, yeah. When we're done here, we
I don't know
can.
if it's a programming thing or
Yeah.
shut off.
I'll make a list of everything. If you guys have whatever you have, and I can just take it back to the shop, and then we can go from there. Next to that, you have your generator PTO, your load manager, your air horn, your siren brake, your front scene, your driver's side and passenger side scene, your rear scene. Your load manager, you can leave that on all the time. It's not going to hurt anything to leave it on. It's actually going to be just helpful for the truck. If you have guys going in there, turn it on and off, and forget to turn it back on, just leave it on all the time. Start having any surges or anything, that'll help kick in and take care of everything there. Traffic advisor, power stick. Your siren. Behind siren, you have your red light. Obviously, you don't want to move that brass when the light is on. Just because the light is on does not mean the truck will not move. It's just giving you an indication that light tower is up, compartment doors are open, something's going on, or if you're having an issue with the truck, you have the audible alarm and the indicator light coming on. crew cab. In the forward facing seats, you have a little compartment underneath there. Make it a little bit easier on the engineers now to check the fluid and oil. You don't have to raise the cab anymore. Just pop the back compartment open here and you can check it. You got your oil dipstick and then your transmission dipstick and fill. You got to add oil to it. You actually got to lift the cab. It's down on the side of the motor. Your overhead compartments. Driver's side body. Start with the engineer's compartment. Or is that, what do you guys call them up here?
It's gonna be where our can and irons are.
I know everybody, every time I say that, everybody always has a different name, so.
I think that's what we said.
Yeah, so we'll put it on the name for it.
Yeah.
Driver's side pump panel. Again, we'll just go through these pretty quick. When we get out to the truck, we can actually get a little bit more in depth if guys need to get more in depth in them. You have your intake and discharge gauges. Your pressure governor. Your evacuation siren, panel lights. You guys don't have foam on this truck, but anything with a silver background and black lettering is all strictly water. If you have any other trucks that are foam capable, anything with a white background and like a red or a pink lettering, they are all foam lines. So just something down the road, if you guys run into anything like that, at least you have a little bit of an understanding for it. Other discharges, your engine cooler, your air primer. Do you guys have air primer or anything else? This is going to be something you get a little bit used to. So everybody's used to pulling the primer and hearing and hearing the sounds and knowing when you get a draft and everything like that. Air primer, you're not going to hear it. All you're going to hear is just psh. It's basically all you're going to hear. So you're going to have to get used to listening to that a little bit better, watching your gauges again, basically going back old school. Yes. Yeah, your intakes, your discharges, your drains across the bottom. Your foam level, Class A, tank to pump, your foam drain, your discharges, your foam inductor hose hookup, and then your pump shift manual. Pump shift procedure. Again, all you're going to do is just bring the truck to complete stop. Rush your foot in the service brake, set your parking brake, shift transmission to neutral, move pump shifter control to the pump position, which is all the way down. Do you guys utilize the middle spot at all? All right, if you use that, go ahead and continue to do that.
We always bring it and let it pop and then shift
The rest down. Okay. I mean, now you can actually go straight down. It's not going to hurt anything. But if you're still in the habit, it's not going to hurt anything to stop in the middle either. So if that's the procedure you're used to doing, just go ahead and continue following that. But if you got other guys that just want to put it right down, you can still just put it right down, and you'll be good to go. Going to disregard the indicator light for now. You're going to put your transmission in the drive. You're not going to leave the cab less 15 miles an hour shown on the speedometer. At that point, you're going to have both indicator lights. You're going to get out and shock your wheels, recirculate water, going into your pump evolution, whichever deems necessary at the time. Take it out of pump gear, all you're going to do is reverse your procedure. And obviously, you want to wait till the speedometer shows 0 before moving the pump shifter to the road mode. If not, I'm sure everybody's heard that wonderful grinding noise the pump will make. And I'm sure nobody's done it here at all, right? Hey, if you're good, you get the truck to shut down. Your pump will not shift. First, you're going to try to shift the transmission to neutral, then reverse, back to neutral, then the drive. If that doesn't work, then you're going to go to your perform manual pump shift. Pump shifter to neutral, transmission to neutral. You're going to pull or push the manual shift handle. Pump shifter to pump, transmission to drive. At that time, you should have your indicator lights and you get out and go ahead and pump. Starting with the first compartment, that's where you're going to find your circuit breakers and obviously your light tower controls. Light tower control gives you the yellow tag again, references the job number. It also gives you your height from the ground, 15 feet, 8 inches high. You guys have light tower on your rescue and everything. You guys are familiar with the controls like this?
Do a different controller, but similar.
It's basically the same concept. You guys are used to having the mushroom head mounted on the truck, right? Basically, off the controller, mounted somewhere in the truck. Same thing. It's actually just on the controller now. Go ahead and just pull that out. Hit your start. You'll have a light stand. Yeah, nice. night scan come across the LED screen. At that point, you can double click your hour up. What that's going to do is take it from the bed, raise it to the first position. From there, you got to manually put it where you want. Put it the rest of the way up, rotate it, angle your lights, everything like that. No matter what, how high you have it, how many times rotation, whatever, when you're done, just double click mask down. What it's going to do is reset everything back to the home position, and it's going to bed it and put it to rest. As soon as it puts it in the rest position, everything's reset, then you guys just have to start the procedure all over again. For some reason, if you have to stop it in the middle, like somebody says put it down and all of a sudden you need lights for something, just go ahead and hit the stop, turn it back on, and you'll be able to manually put it back up.
What's the auxiliary box?
That's a generic head that they use for all the light towers. I'm not sure if you guys, I didn't really get a chance to check yours. Usually the auxiliaries for like bigger light towers, where you actually have like a little command light up top, that you'll be able to turn that on and off. Like I said, this is a generic one they use for basically almost everyone up.
It might not do anything.
It might not do anything for you at all. Like I said, that's the one I didn't get to play with. So if we get outside, we can
Push a button.
push buttons, see what we got.
You push a lot.
So the lights automatically come on when the
As
mask.
long as you got your breakers on and everything else.
is up.
Yep. Yeah, as long as you got your breakers and everything, the lights are on. Yeah, as soon as you double click up, like I said, we'll bring it out of the bed to the first position. From there, you got to manually do everything else.
And lights are on at that point.
Yeah.
Okay.
As long as you got all your switches on and everything that you need to go, your generators on, everything like that, you're good to go.
Will it still raise if the generator's not on though? Oh, so it does, the truck has enough power to do that?
It should raise it. Just won't light up enough. Like I said, it's one of the things, we can go outside and play with it, and we can answer all the questions out there. So. It's one way of figuring everything out, so go out and play. Then you guys go back, like I said, you did.
We'll say with Brian.
Brian. Again, light tower up. Over the wheel well compartment, slide out tray. I'm going to assume that's CBA holder, cylinder, and then your diesel fuel and your DEF. Biggest thing you guys do not want to do, put the DEF into the diesel. When it mixes, it's highly corrosive. And it does not take much. Obviously, they do have different quart sizes, but we're talking about firemen. I'm one of them too, so I can say if there's a way to doing it, it can be done. We actually had, when this whole system came out, the department did it, mixed it in, ran the fuel lines, up in the motor, injectors. I believe it was around the $15,000 start, just to start repairing the motor. So, luckily, I mean, that's why you guys have the little flap, just to try to deter. I mean, this only holds 4.5 gallons, and like I said, it's basically got the size of a gas nozzle in it, to where your diesel tank has 2.5, 3-inch hole. You see it, all it is basically pig urea. So if it splashes out, basically looks like road salt. Soap in water, rinses it right off. I mean, if you see it, you don't want to leave it sit on for weeks, months at a time. I mean, a couple days is not going to hurt, but if you see it, just rinse it off. Because if not, over time you'll start to eat into the metal. It's just basically like taking a can of Coke on the car with the clear coat. It's going to start eating into it.
No, does it have a death alarm level in it also?
Yes. Yeah, and then you also have the fuel gauge on the top left-hand corner of your dash. So that's going to be something else to get used to. Seeing up there and there now, you have the fuel level. Rear compartment. Rear of the apparatus. You have your hose bed lights, your rear floodlight switches. Rear compartment with your intake. A little hard to see, but your hard sleeve, pipe poles, attic ladders, your regular ladder. Top of the apparatus. Your generator, your deck gun, cord reel. Generator makes it a little bit easier, gives you a little sight glass, give you an indication where your level's at, and your filter, and your filler up top here. Your light tower, and also with your Class A and your water tank. These are both of those lids you actually see, they both got, again, 2 different size holes. Obviously, the center one, you don't want to fill with the water because this is going to dump it right out. You're filling up your foam, you actually want to utilize that smaller tube. So what it's going to do, it's going to force feed it from the bottom. It's going to help it not aerate as much. You're still going to get some aeration, but not as much as you would if you're just dumping it right in. So as much as possible to try to utilize that center tube. Like I said, it's going to force feed it from the bottom. It's not going to give it as much aeration. Coffin boxes, again, your hard sleeve on the officer side. Then your hose bed. Passenger side body, rear of the apparatus, your drains across the bottom. Over the wheel well, pardon. Forward compartment. Underneath that you have your exhaust. You want to be careful getting any equipment near the exhaust tailpipe. Careful getting any kind of equipment, hose lines, cord reels, anything like that. If this would decide to kick into a regen, you're looking at 900 degrees plus coming out of there. It's not like the old days where wintertime you get up there, everybody's cold, you go stand by the exhaust. You can do it. If that kicks in, it'll actually start melting everything. They actually had a department say they were having issues with the truck doing regens, and they couldn't figure out why. Well, they went out on an automatic alarm. Small alleyway. Obviously parked when they did what they did. Didn't utilize a high idle, didn't anything like that. While they were in there doing their thing, 15, 20 minutes, decided to kick into a regen. Parked by a brand new car, obviously. What were all new front bumpers made of? Plastic. They got that high that made the front bumper look like a piece of bacon. They weighed it that much. So you gotta be careful. So you're using better judgment, utilize where you gotta park. Something to keep in mind. They say try to keep, if possible, try to keep a 10-foot area around it. I've actually seen it already burn through 5-inch, 3-inch. So it will melt your hose. It'll actually shore everything up. Passenger side pump panel. Little switch right here is your cord reel. Next to that you have your cab lift. Obviously, flip your switch to the raise. Hit your activate switch, going to raise the cab. Go to lower it. Go to lower it. The activate's going to lower it. Discharges. First little compartment just gives you access to the pump. Second compartment gives you your intake relief adjustment nut, and then your foam drains. If you have to drain the tank, this is where you want to come. Your foam outlet. A little to the left over here, you'll see your foam flush. It's just your flush valve over there then. Corresponding, you got your drains. Again, engineer's compartment, can compartment, whatever you want to utilize it as. Front of the apparatus. Lift in the cab. You want to secure, remove loose items in the cab and check forward facing air packs. You want to use, very careful putting anything on the front bumper when raising the cab. I don't think anybody wants to replace any headlights yet. As you can see, it doesn't give you much clearance. You want to utilize your prop support. Fluid checks. Radiator, gives you a little sight glass, makes it a little easier. Again, your oil dipstick, transmission dipstick and fill, your air filter. Power steering fluid, a little hard to see, but right behind here gives you a little sight glass. Just use regular ATF Dextron 3. There's your sight glass there. Your oil fill is actually down to the left of the power steering, sitting right by the frame rail. Exhaust blanket, we'll make sure it's intact, not loose or damaged. Battery boxes, we'll make sure the batteries are secure and free from corrosion. Cab tilt, reservoir sits underneath the driver's side of the battery box. You don't want to fill it through when the cab's up. Raise the cab, somebody thinks you're coming over trying to help, fills the cab tilt reservoir. Just get the pigs out, because you're going to have one heck of a mess by the time it comes down, because obviously when the cab goes up, where's your fluid going? It's up into the cylinders. Again, here's your cab tilt reservoir back here. Here's your battery jumping ports. They say worst case scenario, you can jump the truck off of these, but what they suggest is actually hooking up the battery tender to this, raise the cab, and then go directly to the batteries. Again, worst case, if you have to, you can jump them off of here. Passenger side, we're going to find your coolant. Fording water, you got to go through high water, you want to keep it below the hub at a slow speed. I mean, you got all the electronics, all your wheel seals, everything like that, you don't want to be pushing water into them. Definitely don't want that happening.
Yeah. Pretty dry.
All right, any questions so far? Everybody good? Plain and simple, right? I believe it was. All right, you guys have the TAC 4 independent front suspension on this. You guys have this on any of your other apparatus? Has anybody, how many guys have driven the new truck already? Anybody seen a big difference in the way they drive? Yeah. What they say is the TAC 4, it stops faster, corners better, it's more maneuverable than any straight axle truck. It has adjustability, the ride quality is supposed to be better. It's supposed to have reduced maintenance, and it's supposed to increase the truck life. But if you drive it like a rock star, you'll be paying for it like a rock star. The biggest thing with this, it's just like guys getting out of their personal vehicles anymore. That's how much smoother the ride is. Guys aren't thinking about it, they're getting in, going down the road, next thing you know, you're already at max speed. So you just gotta use your judgment. I mean, you don't even realize it by the time you're going down the road. You guys have ride height adjustment on it. After you guys have it completely loaded, give us a call, we'll come out, get the axles weighed, make sure we have a tire chart that will actually go off of, make sure you have the correct tire pressure, and measure the suspension. Make sure everything's right where it needs to be, give you the smoothest quality ride that you guys deserve to have. So a lot of guys don't bother with this. Fill their truck up, do what they gotta do, go down the road, and then they start calling and complaining because, oh, the truck's doing this, or it's bouncing, it's doing that. Well, go out, weigh the axles, put the correct tire pressure in there, make a couple adjustments, completely different truck. So if you guys notice something, that could be a lot of the thing right there with the adjustments. Torsion rods, a little hard to see back here. We'll make sure that you guys actually have like the rhino coating on yours. We'll make sure it's intact and everything like that. You don't want to use these as steps. You don't want to be digging anything that's in your boots. You don't want to be digging anything in there. As soon as you get any abrasion or tear into them, get moisture in there, a lot of pressure underneath these. You definitely don't want to have any of these snapping. So if you guys notice it's starting to come off, anything like that, give us a call. We have all the proper materials to be able to come out and fix it for you. No return center. Some of the older drivers, some of the older trucks, you basically almost have to manhandle them, bring them back around. Like I said, it's just like being in your personal vehicle. It's how much smoother they come back around. You guys have to have it towed. I suggest using a towing company that has a stinger body on them. Vehicle replacement, I don't think we have to go over this. Follow the regular department SODs. Maintenance schedule, each week comes every 6 to 12 months. This is not a suggestion. I mean, if you guys already have a procedure in place, just go ahead and continue to follow that. Say every 6 to 12 months, do your engine oil filters, fuel filters, foam filters, check for SCAs. Like I said, this is just a reference. Some departments run more than others, so you might not use as much as quick. So, your house and transmission, again, every 6 to 12 months, change filters, change the fluid, do a glycol test. Your generators, every year you want to change the hydraulic filter, make sure the tray is clean and has proper airflow. So up in the dunnage area, you don't want to be jamming everything up around that generator. You want to try to keep it open as much as possible, keep the proper airflow going over there so it doesn't heat up on you. Your air dryer every 2 years, change your desiccant filter. Service manuals, you want to read, review, and understand the supply safety operations and maintenance manuals completely before using the apparatus. Pardon me. If you guys are looking at the service manual for the custom chassis, section 1 will be about to the owner, 2 before placing in service, 3 operation, 4 maintenance, section 5 service and lubrication. Washing can be washed anytime after delivery. You want to wash with a non-abrasive detergent. Rinse and dry with a non-abrasive cloth. And try to avoid pressure washing. Waxing can be waxed 90 days after delivery with a non-abrasive wax. Again, you don't want to wax any gold star, gold leaf, or vinyl striping and lettering. I mean, over time, you continuously wax that. Say your gold star, gold leaf, you start seeing it chip away. Your striping, if you have white striping on it, over time, continue doing it, you'll start seeing it fade to like the yellow, start seeing it crack. Once in a while, it's not going to hurt, but it's not something you want to do constantly. Warranty, Pierce gives you 1 year limited, 10-year on the paint, 10-year structural body and cab, 10-year on the stainless plumbing, 3-year on the gold seal lettering, and lifetime or 50-year on the frame rails. Cummins and Allison both give you a 5-year warranty. you have to call Cummins to come out, you want to make sure the truck is dead in the water and it does not move. Because if it's an issue, if it's having an issue and you can still drive it, and you have them come out, they'll actually send you a bill for it. So if you have to call them out within that 5 years, you want to make sure it's something that you can't take to them and have the truck movable. The UVF poly tank gives you a lifetime on the tank itself. Hail gives you a 5-year warranty on the pump. Warranty cards have already been taken care of for you. For some of the guys that don't like to read hard copies anymore and wants to do everything electronically, PierceParts.com. This is the system that Pierce uses, obviously. It's the system that Lip uses. It actually gives you guys access to it down here. You can log in as a guest. It doesn't give you full access, it gives you limited access. You can go in, look up the minor parts, wiring schematics, any manuals. You can actually log in here, download them, put them on PDF, thumb drive, whatever you want to do, take them home. Like I said, it gives you limited access. So if you guys actually go in here and want to look up any of your parts, that's where you want to reference that job number. It's on your light tower tag, up on the left-hand visor, down by your right leg, the 29410. That's all I have on the truck. So I'm not with authorized Pierce dealership sales and service. Platinum Love is how it's level you can get through Pierce at the moment. Serving Pennsylvania for 25 plus years. We have sales and service facilities based in Smoketown and Zillion Noble, which is just outside of Pittsburgh. 24-hour service hotline. If you guys have an issue after hours, call the 800 number. What that'll do is give you to a call center. What that'll do is get a hold of one of our 2 customer service managers. What they'll do then is get one of our 19 service techs out. If you can't get a service tech out, they're still certified mechanic themselves. They'll go to the shop, grab a spare truck, get out on the road and get you up and running as quick as possible. We don't want to see anybody with a lot of downtime. And facilities are capable of handling small and large jobs, aerial repair, pump rebuilds, pump tests, actual repairs, brake jobs, PMs, and custom fat. All operators of this apparatus must read and understand operator's manuals, first truck, and all specific systems prior to the operation of this vehicle or specific systems. One thing I did not mention throughout this presentation, behind your guys' seat, you guys have little pyrotechnic bars. You might have seen hooked into your seat your buckles. If you actually look behind it, tube about this long, basically a pyrotechnic. What is it actually going to do? God forsake it never happens, but if it was ever in an accident, what that's going to do is actually going to fire. It's going to take your buckle. It's actually going to suck it down into the tube. It's going to secure all the passengers into their seats. So the biggest thing I want to say is you don't want to get used to jamming anything behind the seats because you have a tendency you might be able to do something with one of the cords, rip them out, have one of them accidentally discharge, anything like that. For the driver, what it's going to do first is going to dump the air out of the seat, and then it's going to secure them into the front seat. Like I said, when we go out, we can get a little bit more, you guys a little bit more of a fuel on that. That's when I forgot to put that in there, so I just wanted to make sure I mentioned that. Questions on the truck so far? All right, do the regen presentation and we'll get out to the truck. I apologize for this now. You guys haven't got us until it once.
The 2010 Cummins ISL and ISX engines are required to use an after-treatment device, ATD, and a selective catalytic reduction, SCR, device for controlling emissions. This means an additional canister will be installed after a diesel particulate filter, DPF, on all 2010 compliant Cummins engines. The first canister in the exhaust stream contains the diesel oxidation catalyst, DOC, and the DPF. The DPF will trap particulate matter while the engine is running. Over time, certain ash buildup in the filter and must be removed. Soot buildup is removed by heating the filter until the soot oxidizes and turns into carbon dioxide gas. This process is commonly known as regeneration. Ash buildup is removed from the filter by periodic cleaning in a special cleaning machine. The typical ATD is equipped with a differential pressure transducer and free temperature transducers. These sensors allow the engine to monitor soot buildup for cleaning requirements. The second canister in the exhaust system contains the SCR device. This device will reduce nitrogen oxide emissions created during the combustion process. The SCR is a catalytic converter that uses vaporized diesel exhaust fluid, DEF. DEF consists of purified water and urea, an organic nitrogen compound that becomes ammonia when heated. The combination of ammonia and nitrogen oxide in a heated environment creates a chemical reaction. The reaction results in the release of nitrogen gas and water vapor, both of which are found naturally in the atmosphere.
They say it's supposed to be that much cleaner that you can actually stick your face in front of the exhaust to be able to breathe the fumes.
Or whenever you can.
Well,
Made by Volkswagen? Made by Volkswagen?
You say it's fake uranium?
yes.
I'm not sticking my face in fake.
All 2010 engines require the use of the same oil and diesel fuel required in 2007 EPA compliant engines. The diesel fuel must be ultra-low sulfur fuel containing 15 parts per million sulfur content or less. Make sure the pump station being used has the proper fuel type when filling your fuel tank. If ultra-low sulfur fuel is not used, the engine might not meet emissions regulations, and the ATD could be damaged. Cummins Incorporated recommends that 2010 engines use a high-quality 15W40 multi-viscosity heavy-duty engine oil that meets the requirements of Cummins engineering standard